Hey everyone, it's Ivan, KitBadger.com, out here for another course review, and today talking about the 2-day everything class with AMTAC shooting. I'm going to say all the things because kind of touched on all of the things. Really cool. And in talking with Bill Rapier from AMTAC Shooting, it was his first time teaching at this private facility, so it was an opportunity for him to kind of try out some of the curriculum and see what can be taught there, because certain things pretty hard to find a place to actually train and teach. And yeah, this place was incredible. Kind of northeastern Oregon. I will say it was freezing, like really cold. Driving in that night before, like hoarfrost on everything. Woke up the next day, pretty sure it was like low 20s or something like that. But after initially our safety brief and kind of going over how everything was laid out over the course of the next 2 days, as well as med plan, all of those things, logistic stuff, immediately got out there and started shooting on the range. Initially, of course, crawl, walk, run, going over circle of awareness. For those that haven't trained with Bill, circle of awareness is essentially a loading procedure and pertains to kind of everything else he teaches, to include both pistol and carbine. So after working through that, immediately just started getting into some drills and basically moving along as far as different fundamentals, whether it was taking time to focus on grip or stance, trigger press, all of these different things, and just getting a lot of reps, getting some rounds downrange. Then after breaking for lunch, time to get back out there, this time with the other platform. And as far as Bill's kind of curriculum, it's largely the same, whether it's rifle or pistol. So working on essentially the same elements. So actually going a lot quicker in the afternoon with the long gun. The only difference would be, hey, with this manual of arms, hey, we're doing this during circle of awareness or whatever it might be. But then getting the opportunity to rep out all of those different drills that we'd worked on that morning with pistol, this time with carbine. Again, going back to stance, grip, all of these things, to include working shots from both high ready as well as low ready, and yeah, getting some good reps out there. We ended up then going through and finishing out a number of other drills up there on the line before finally it's time to rig for dinner. In part because, man, short days during the winter. During dinner, or after dinner I guess, quick hip pocket class on kind of best practices with respect to night vision, setting up your helmet, your rifle, all of those things. Then we had a really amazing opportunity. One of the guys there broke out pretty much every imaginable clip-on thermal or night vision device, as well as some handheld stuff. And we basically had the opportunity to go up to this firing line, cleared out all the guns, pulled bolts, stuff like that, and get to basically get behind these different setups. I mean, we're talking so much money in gear, whether it's the clip-on thermals, again, amazing stuff. And being able to go through and actually put hands on, really neat opportunity. Like, rarely do you have that chance. The other thing that was cool too is, having cleared out all the guns, had a number of people go out, basically taking turns so everyone could go through it, go out and essentially walk this ridge line. So you could actually pan out there, pick people out, whether it was a clip-on night vision or thermal, and actually get good contrast, seeing what you would be looking for, i.e. people, on the other end of this thing. Really amazing chance to do that. Then of course, it's time to get bolts back in guns and go hot. So I ended up going over to that square range and working through a number of different drills. Whether you're shooting passive, both with your rifle as well as your pistol, or shooting active, whatever it may be, and getting to rep out all this stuff that largely we had worked on during the day, but this time, of course, under night vision with those two different weapons, primary and secondary. Then waking up that next morning, time to get back after it. Right back out there on that square range and working through a number of drills, both with rifle as well as pistol, to include building on largely things we had worked on before, such as with the pistol, going through weapons retention, just kind of a step at a time until ultimately putting it all together and getting to rep that stuff out. Really good. And at one point, the kind of mist and fog actually cleared enough to where we could confirm zeros, or if people need to make adjustments, do that. And there's basically a 100-yard range kind of next to that square bay where we were shooting. I will say it was still super touch and go, just because of how dense and heavy that fog was, but gave people the opportunity to go ahead and print and confirm or make any minor adjustments they needed to make before continuing on with more shooting. Then another cool opportunity, there was basically a short block of instruction where Bill went over essentially how to build good solid shooting position from whatever and wherever. So best practices, bone support, muscle relaxation, and how to actually get into that, what it looked like from these different positions. And basically going across the prop line, whether it's rocks or this big metal lattice, and then getting cut loose as students to go shoot off of all of it. Whether it's tank trap, like any of this stuff. Really cool. Shooting down at steel anywhere from, I don't know, probably 100, 200 yards. Good reps. Then wrapping that up, time for the rest of the everything. Again, up to this point, already worked pistol, already worked carbine, did night vision stuff, and now it was time for a integrative combative piece. So all the live stuff got downloaded, put away, and out came blue guns, blue knives, trainers, and yeah, whole block on integrative combatives. Essentially being able to deploy a blade, whether it's your strong hand or other strong hand, in conjunction with a pistol, and yeah, pretty amazing stuff. It's one of those where once you get some reps with it, it's game changing, like 100%. If you can deploy a weapon with either hand at that really close distance, like reactionary gap, pretty amazing stuff. And so being able to basically, with a partner, go through and rep all this stuff out. And eventually building up to where you and your partner are basically working a pummeling drill and then drawing a blade when it's time to draw the blade, and working on that timing element and stuff too. Really cool. And lastly, as a bonus of sorts, there was basically a short block at the end on axe, battle axe. So Bill Rapier of AMTAC Shooting also has AMTAC blades, where he makes stuff like the Northman, things along those lines, and he also makes this battle axe. And went over kind of the thought process of like where this would come into play, and then essentially a short block on essentially how you would actually employ this thing, which was pretty cool. Well, the AMTAC shooting class is usually a much narrower scope as far as the curriculum. This one was pretty cool to go to because it touched on so many things, whether you're shooting pistol or carbine, all the different fundamental aspects, or then turning around and getting to actually shoot carbine at distance from a prop line, shooting steel, really cool. Then reps under night vision. Again, back to you pistol and carbine, whether you're shooting passive or active, and then the opportunity to actually try out all these clip-on night vision devices, whether it's thermal or like tube night vision. So cool. Again, just things you would never have the opportunity to do. And then round it all out with integrated combatives. Again, touching on all of the things. If you're interested in taking one of Bill's classes, maybe not that one, not sure if those are going to be offered, I would encourage you to check it out. He has everything, whether it's from just straight integrated combatives up to precision rifle, all that stuff. But there'll be links down below if you want to go check it out. And yeah, as always, thanks for joining us at kitbadge.com. Look forward to seeing you next time.